What is up? It's time. Yeah, it's time. It's Steel City Live. Here we go. Mike Drop Sports. We are here on a Tuesday. Yes, on a Tuesday. What's up, Miss P in the house, in the chat? Make sure you're double tapping that screen. Everybody get that like going for us here on Steel City Live, America's favorite live show. And again, we are here talking Pittsburgh Steelers. We are talking what this means here, week 15, correct? Yeah, week 15. What that means for your Pittsburgh Steelers heading into an NFC matchup, headed into a game that, frankly, doesn't mean shit for the conference, doesn't mean shit in terms of the playoffs. I guess it does if you're talking about overall records, but you're just going to have to see how that all plays out here. Again, the Steelers haven't won in Philadelphia since 1965. That's a bad record. I know they don't play the Eagles very often. However, but when they do, they haven't had success in the city of Philadelphia and Lincoln Financial Field here in recent history. It's just not been something that the Pittsburgh Steelers have been able to get done. But it is something that the Steelers can do, even without George Pickens. We're going to talk about Mike Tomlin's press conference today and what he said about George Pickens. And what did I tell you yesterday about George Pickens before the press conference even happened? When you talk about grades of injuries, you talk about some of these injuries, you just know. And we all knew it. It shouldn't have been a shock to you that Mike Tomlin basically said George Pickens will not play in Philadelphia. And it's the smartest thing that the Pittsburgh Steelers can do. You're not to be playing George Pickens right now because you just don't have to have him. You just don't need him. This isn't the playoffs. This isn't the Super Bowl. This isn't an AFC championship game. This isn't that game. And I don't want to discount the Philadelphia Eagles because I'm not. But with the Pittsburgh Steelers defensively, with what that offense can do with Russell Wilson, you are not at a complete disadvantage against the Philadelphia Eagles. You can get it done. You can have the opportunity to win that ball game in Philadelphia. Whether Philly fans like that or not, it's the truth. And they have an excellent ball club. They have a ball club that can make it to a Super Bowl this year. But so do we in the city of Pittsburgh. It's a great year to be a fan of a team in Pennsylvania. It's a great year to be a Steelers fan, to be an Eagles fan. And despite the absence of George Pickens, despite that, this is going to be one hell of a matchup. It's going to be a matchup in which comes down to the final minutes of the game. It's going to come down to which field goal kicker probably can put it in at the end, which quarterback can drive their team down at the end and get one through the uprights. And the game is not bigger than one man. The game is not bigger than that. I'm sorry. Well, the game is bigger than one man. One man isn't bigger than the game, should I say. Sorry, misspoke. And George Pickens is one hell of a ball player, and he means so much for the Pittsburgh Steelers. But he isn't TJ Watt, let's be honest. And you see what happens when the Steelers don't have TJ Watt. They fall apart. That's been the theme over the last couple years. But you know what? Honestly, here in 2024, I don't know if even that would be the case. This is a different Steelers team than you've seen in recent past. This is a different ball club. And I'm not just saying that. This just isn't lip service. I hope people start to believe it soon. I hope the wins stacking up, the way this team finds ways to win, I hope that starts to make you believe soon. I hope that makes some certain fans out there that are ultra negative, and no matter what this team does, they're going to be salty about it. They're going to have something negative to say. I hope that starts to change your mind a little bit. I hope that people start to recognize what this football team is and what they can be. I think the Steelers team is poised to win. I think they can win against anybody in the NFL. I like their chances no matter who's out on that football field. They got a fighting chance. They got a puncher's chance every time they step out there, and I love it. Again, guys, make sure you're double tapping that screen. If you're not watching it now, you can watch it later here on Mike Drop Sports and the show Steel City Live. I'm your host, Jason, as always. Let's dive into the chat. Again, Miss Pittsburgh in the chat. Everybody hit the shit out of the like button and subscribe to the best show in America is here, baby. I love it. Let's go Steelers. DJ Thomas, what's up? Jason, Mike Drop Sports family. Let's go Steelers. Downtown John Broadway. Yes, here we come, Philadelphia. Here we come. Danny George in the house. Sean in the house. Will Russell Wilson be the one to break the curse in Philly, considering Russell Wilson has never lost in Philly? It could quite possibly be, man. I'm not betting against him. We'll say that. Hell yeah. I'm just going to decipher through some of the chat. Just suffer through. Awesome. Okay. I was just making sure I was caught up again. Make sure you're double tapping that screen. Make sure you're hitting that like button for us here. Put your comments, questions, and concerns inside of the chat. Again, George Pickens basically is going to be out for a little while. Again, we told you that yesterday. We didn't mean Mike Tomlin to get up at a podium and tell us that. We knew that was going to happen. Save George for the moments that are going to matter. Save him. Hey, if he's okay, make him a go in Baltimore, because guess what? You win that football game, you are AFC division champions. And I'm sure that's not what Hard Knocks wants. Keep that in mind, my friends. Keep that in mind. You people out there that are in the thinking of NFL conspiracy scripted theory. Keep that in mind. Just keep it in the back of your head and just remember that. I like that. Here we come, Philly. Amen. DJ Thomas, 27-24. Steelers in a battle of PA. Could even be a preview of the Super Bowl. Who knows? Gotta believe in this team. Yeah, and I think that that's the biggest thing that the Steelers have working against them in terms of the fan base. I don't think a lot of the fan base believes in this football team. I truly don't. I run this show every day. And yes, we have our core group here. Our core group of people here at Mike Drop Sports that believe in, I think, this football team. And for the majority, everybody that comes here daily that talks about this football team, I think, has a real sense of what's going on with it. I think they have a real grasp of what's going on with this football team, a real feel for this football team, and believes in this football team because you guys watch it each and every day. You talk it, you breathe it, you sleep it, you eat it, you love it. You can't get enough of it. And then there's this section of the fan base that just, no matter what they do, no matter what this team does, they'll never, ever believe in them. They'll never, ever believe in them. And that's okay, because I get it, man. There's some people that are forever negative. And that's just how they live their life, no matter what. And it's okay. It is what it is. If that, do you, man, do you. But I'm just saying, I believe in this football team. And I think that's the greatest strength of this football team right now. That's the greatest strength. When DJ says believe in this team, it's not just the fan base. The team believes in itself. That's the greatest strength of this football team. They believe. And that's what wins championships, guys. You hear it. Watch those America's games, whenever you see the documentaries of the 05 Pittsburgh Steelers or whatever year they won the Super Bowl. And you're listening to those teammates talk about the game. You're listening to some of the key players talk about the season and what had happened and what transpired and how things went. And it's these types of feels, these types of things. We believed in each other. We had each other's back. We never felt like we were out of any ball game. We just figured it out. We never looked too far ahead. What are you seeing from this football team now? What do they talk about every single day in that locker room? We haven't done nothing. We have each other's back. They don't bash each other in the media. What's going on in Philadelphia, for instance, right now? With the wide receivers talking about how bad it was with the passing game. Russell Wilson threw for 158 yards on Sunday against the Cleveland Browns, but you never heard a freaking word out of that room or out of that building. You never heard a negative word one. Never once did you hear anything bad about Russell Wilson and his performance. You never seen anybody throw each other under the bus on that football team for any reason. Why? Because they're a team. They have each other's back, and that's a difference. You don't always see that with an NFL football team. You don't always see that with a professional sports franchise. You don't always see these things. That's why you have to be excited, guys. downtown. Philly ain't nothing. Bunch of blackheads. A bunch of blackheads. Ask the Pens. Here we come. Blitzburg Steelers fans. DJ Thomas, amen. John Robert Road in the house. This team is absolutely a Super Bowl contender. Amen, they are. And anybody that wants to argue that they're not, I welcome that because I got 1,000,001 reasons why I can tell you they are. Again, double tap that screen, hit that like button for us here on Steel City Live. I appreciate it. The likes are going up. Only 10 minutes into the show. I appreciate that. Let's get them likes above 20. It's easy. It's free. It's cheap. It's cheap, bitch. Shit is cheap. All right, let's keep going. John Broadway, Mike Miller, let's get pumped up. DJ Thomas, heard a bunch of drama is brewing in Philly between the quarterback and the wide receivers. Might be good for us. Yeah, you might be hitting this ball club in Philly at the exact right time, man. You might just be getting in there at the exact right time. You might just be getting in there at a time you can break this curse since 1965. John Broadway, DJ Thomas, here we come, here we come. John, Mike Miller, let's go Steelers Nation. Can we beat the Philadelphia Eagles? That is a good question. That question has been answered. Yes, the answer is yes, Mike. The answer is yes. The minute this football team went 4-2 under Justin Fields, the minute that happened, I knew this football team was special, and I knew that what we were preaching all offseason to you guys about this football team was accurate. I knew that they were legit. I knew it in the summer. Sean knew it in the summer. We talked about it all summer long. Hey, it is what it is. Oh, rough feeling. But we're here, baby. It's Steel City Live. Harvey Dunn, exactly, because we keep things to ourselves because we are a team. Absolutely, you keep everything internal. You don't let the outside noise take effect. You don't allow the media to start coming in and prying your football team apart. And some people, the egotistical maniacs out there in the NFL and in all professional sports, they allow that to happen. They allow the media to get in there and stir the pot. They allow those things to start to come about. No, Danny, he's out. He's out, Danny. Don't expect him to play. Trust me on that one. Wave that terrible towel for Miss Pittsburgh, John Broadway. Hey, Yuns, I ain't Jason. The best sportsman here on Mike Drop Sports, Steel City Live, and here with attitude from downtown. Thank you, man. Thank you. Yeah, guys, I do want you, though, all to realize that George Pickens will not be in that game on Sunday, and it's a smart move by the Steelers. There is no reason to push him out there. You don't have to have this game. You don't. And I hate to say that. I hate to keep saying that because it sounds stupid. But when you don't have to have the game, you don't need the game, you don't risk your best wide receiver option. You don't risk having your best weapon in the pass game put down for the playoffs. And you saw how long Herbig's hamstring lasted. You saw how long Corey Trice's hamstring lasted. You've seen this, guys. You've seen this story play out. This isn't something that we've not seen. This is a rerun of a story that we've seen 100 times. And the Steelers' best bet right now is to allow this to heal. Don't push him out there. You are going to make the playoffs if you're the Steelers. Why not go into the playoffs healthy and forget about seeding? Forget about any of the dumb shit. Win the AFC North in Baltimore. Do what you got to do there and get out of this regular season healthy. Get out of it. Just get out of it. It's long enough. Just get out of it as healthy as you can. Keep your depth solid and go and chase the Lombardi. That's what matters. I don't give a shit who wins the regular season, man. Who's the best team out of the regular season? That shit don't matter. Who gives a shit? All that freaking matters is collecting rings. All that matters is kissing sticky Lombardis, my friend. Go Lions from Willie Taylor, Donald Loudenback. The best thing that can happen for George Pickens is this team continue to win without him. Absolutely, Donald, absolutely. It might humble him a little bit too. And I like George's fire. I like George as a player. I just think he needs to come down to earth a little bit. And hopefully this little time, this little break, maybe it does work to George's advantage. And it's going to work to the Steelers' advantage. If you can manage to still continue to win without George Pickens, that gives that wide receiver room the utmost confidence in themselves. We talked about it all offseason, Sean and I. We talked about this wide receiver room had enough firepower to get it done behind Russell Wilson. And I went back through comments today. I was answering comments from 8 months ago. And some people, I got the receipts, talked how bad Russell Wilson was, how foolish Omar Khan was bringing in Russell Wilson, how bad it was to kick Kenny Pickett to the curb. I got the receipts. I answered the comments. Some of these people I don't see on the show anymore. Maybe they were just heavily burdened by their dumb comments. I don't know. It's up to me. It's up to them. But I'm just saying. People laughed at us all offseason when we talked about how good this football team was going to be. And here we sit in going into week 15 with a 10-3 football team with a chance to seal the AFC North next week against the Baltimore Ravens, with a chance to be a top 3 seed in the AFC Conference playoffs, with a chance to go chase a Lombardi trophy, with a chance to beat any team in this NFL. And we're going to talk about this, and I want to. Let me get a drink. And I'll get back to the chat. I see where I'm at. But name one more team in the NFL that you can honestly sit down and say to yourself, break down every phase of the game. Offense, defense, coaching, special teams. Break down all 4 phases of a football team. Break that all down and tell me that there is another team that is as complete of a team as the Pittsburgh Steelers. Because I can argue it. Go ahead. I can argue. You're going to say the obvious answers, the Lions, but their defense right now without Aiden Hutchinson isn't as good as many people say it is. And you see it. It's obvious. But they're a good football team. Absolutely. They're an obvious choice. You might say the Philadelphia Eagles. But are they as good offensively as maybe they were last year? Without Saquon Barkley, I know they're not. Just saying. When you lose your all-pro center, you might not be. There are many, many, many teams you could just give that answer. The Buffalo Bills. I don't think the Buffalo Bills are a complete a roster. I'm talking the overall picture as the Pittsburgh Steelers. Yes, the Chiefs have Patrick Mahomes, but overall, is that roster better than the Pittsburgh Steelers? And I got to say the answer is no. The answer is no. Be excited. You have the best team in the NFL right now in terms of complete team. Now, does that mean they win the Super Bowl? No, it doesn't. Don't take it out of context. But right now, the most complete team in the NFL is the Pittsburgh Steelers. Why? Because they find ways to win. They dig deep each and every week. They can do it all. They can beat you and never score a fucking touchdown. Just saying. Name a couple other teams that can beat you without scoring a touchdown. I'll wait. Oh, let's keep going. Mike Miller, okay, thank you, John. Let's go. Moose88, I like that. Extra Black, I've noticed Broderick Jones has improved lately. Looks like he has gotten his head in the game. Yeah, Extra Black, I mentioned that the other day too. It might even have been on a daily upload, Extra, where I had said, when was the last time that we came on this show and bashed Broderick Jones and had people in the chat screaming for him to be benched? When was the last time that was? It's been a couple weeks at least. I know that for sure. 1,000% I know that for sure. And that tells me what? That Broderick Jones definitely, what Extra Black said, has improved here as of late. And that is something to definitely be pumped about, guys. And I told you, he wasn't going to be bad all season. He wasn't. And many people just wanted to trade him off, get rid of him, throw him to the scrap heap. You can't do that. You got to understand the dynamic of the position. You got to understand the dynamic of a player. You got to get the big picture, man. That's how you make predictions. That's how you can evaluate football teams. John Broadway. Wilson drops back, rolls right, throws the rock, and Muth grabs the ball. TD downtown. I like it. DJ Thomas. The GP thing is the one position I was worried about. We have a dude in depth behind that dude in every position but wide receiver. We need everyone to step up. Someone has to take that wide receiver 2 position. DJ, I think somebody already has. It's called the rest of the wide receiver room. And I don't think George Pickens being gone destroys this wide receiver room. Mike Williams can still do those things. Calvin Austin can still do it. Pat Freiermuth, he only got 3 targets. Make him more of a game plan. Put him in more of the game plan. Put Darnell as more of the game plan. Scotty Miller showed you he can get it done. Ben Skoranek is coming on. Van Jefferson has quietly done what he has to do all season long. Scores touchdowns when he has to. Makes big catches when he has to. He may not be putting eye-popping numbers up, but he has been a quality player for this team. There is no need to sit here and define a true number 2. Do it by committee. It doesn't matter how you get there as long as you get there. And I want to make sure that you guys feel comfortable heading into Sunday with this wide receiver room, because you should. They have players that can get it done. You have a veteran All-Pro, Hall of Fame quarterback in Russell Wilson, Super Bowl champion Russell Wilson, that has been playing lights out, having the most fun that he's had since he was a young man in Seattle. Just saying, guys, this isn't as bad as you think. And I understand DJ's comment because I can see exactly what he's saying. But I got to make you excited for what is there. What could be there with them. They don't have to have George Pickens to win. And I'm going to continue to tell you that. They proved it Sunday. Regardless of the Cleveland Browns record, they got a lot of players on that team that are good. That football team put up 500 and some yards of total offense the week prior and scored a bunch of touchdowns on a good Denver Broncos defense. But we'll all overlook that, right? We'll all overlook that? No, we won't, because that is what's making us comfortable with this team. You see what a team can do to somebody else that's in playoff contention. A team that's bad record. And you see what that team is able to do against a playoff team right now. If the season ended today, the Broncos are a playoff team. And you saw what the Browns were able to do there. But yet they came into the city of Pittsburgh and they weren't able to do shit. They weren't able to convert on third down. They turned the ball over a bunch and they missed field goals. Remember what we talked about there too? Special teams will bite you in the ass. You don't realize it until you miss it. But I can see what DJ's saying, but I got to get you guys pumped up again about this because it's true. It's the reality. It's reality right now that this team is more than just George Pickens. That wide receiver room, yes, is more than just George Pickens. And you got a defense that's world class. Now, I will say this. You can't take many more injuries to that wide receiver room because you will be in trouble. And that is gospel. Yeah, probably one more injury to a significant person, you're in big trouble. And you better figure it out real quick and in a hurry. Cordell Patterson better get his ass in gear and play a lot of wide receiver. That's all I'm saying. I'm just saying if that's what you had to do. Yeah, that does worry me. Depth does worry me there still. So I can agree with that part. Lily Let's go Steelers from Navajo Nation all the way. We love the Steelers. Here we go. Well, welcome, Lily. Beer Malls in the house. Like it really is just 2 regular season weeks. Philly Sunday, Baltimore Saturday. The short part of the gauntlet is the Wednesday Chiefs Christmas game. Yeah, this is it, guys. This is the stretch. This is the stretch right here. And your Steelers need 1 win during this stretch. In reality, 1 win. 1. Do you think the Baltimore Ravens are going to win out? The way they're playing? The way their special teams is played? Doubtful. The Steelers probably beat them in Baltimore. And that gives the Steelers the AFC North crown. 1 more win gets the Steelers a solidified spot in the playoffs. We'll just say that for sure. They beat the Baltimore Ravens. They clinched the AFC North. The Steelers can afford a loss here on Sunday, and it isn't the end of the world, and I want everybody to remember that, and don't get down on this football team if they lose. Harvey Dunn, I can't wait to shut up all these Eagles fans' mouth on Sunday. All I want to talk about is all they want to talk about is Barkley. Yeah, he's their whole offense basically right at this point, and he is phenomenal. But do you think the Pittsburgh Steelers are going to allow Barkley to totally beat them? No. Barkley can't beat them by himself. He's a phenomenal player, guys. One of the league's best, if not the best, running back in the NFL right now. MVP type guy, honestly. But is he going to single-handedly defeat the Pittsburgh Steelers defensively? The answer is no. And the Philadelphia Eagles know that too. Anthony, Steelers are so bad. They're fucking 10-3, dude. You can't just come and say dumb shit without some freaking real merit behind your comment. Real statistics, real thought behind your comment, because you sound dumb as shit, bro. The Steelers are 10-3, bro. John Broadway, we ain't going to have negative waves here. We are going to win our division, put it up on the board, and watch all the crying in Baltimore. Yes, Baltimore needs a crying lady like Cincinnati. Baltimore needs to install an Escalooser also and watch them Baltimore fans go down the Escalooser, going out to their cars. We're Baltimore. We wear purple. All right, Donald Loudon back. I don't know if anyone had noticed, but you know things are going the Steelers' way when Mike Tomlin won a red flag review. Yes, hell froze over, Donald. Hell froze over. Oh, shit. That's true, Donald. Anthony, I cannot even answer your questions. I can't even entertain your questions or comments until you make sense. The 2 tackles on the Chiefs' offensive line are trash. Absolutely, they are. I agree. It hurts. Yeah. And the Chiefs, yeah, they find ways to win. They don't rely on Mahomes to put on the cape all the time, but when he does, he's good. Armin. Kelsey, Pacheco, Worthy, Hopkins, and Gray is bomb of a roster. Yeah, but the depth isn't there, man. The depth isn't what the Steelers' depth is. You got to look at it from an overall perspective, Armin. You can't just look at it from the superstars on the roster. You can't just look at it who the starters are. You got to have rotational depth, and I don't think the Kansas City Chiefs have the same rotational depth all across the roster as the Pittsburgh Steelers. And I haven't guided you wrong, Armin, all season when you've asked me about teams, their success, who to bet for, who to go for, who to pull for. I know what I'm talking about a little bit, a minute little bit. And I want you to trust me on this one. The Steelers have the most complete roster when you look at all 4 phases of the game. I'm just saying. Wave that towel for Miss Pittsburgh. Appreciate it, Beer Malls. I call Little Caesars Little Nero's wherever I get a hot and ready. Yeah, Little Nero's from Home Alone. Little Nero's is here. Oh, it sounds like it's raining outside. Sounds like it's raining. Or I mean, what a depth in this squad. With the Steelers, Armin, my friend, we'll just take the outside backer room and just talk about that. Nick Herbig is a starter anywhere else in this league. Preston Smith easily is a starter anywhere else in this league. Alex Highsmith is far underrated by many. TJ Watt is the best defensive player on the planet. Deshaun Elliott is probably one of the best offseason acquisitions anywhere in the NFL. Stellar. You have KZ back there. You have Minka Fitzpatrick. On the edges, you have Joey Porter Jr., Dante Jackson, Cam Sutton, Beanie Bishop, Corey Trice, James Pierre, inside backer, Landon Roberts, Peyton Wilson, Patrick Queen, all starters. I'm just saying, that's just the defense, and I didn't even talk about the defensive front. Offensively, your tight end room is it's studs. Studs in there. They don't even use them. When they do, they score touchdowns. Pat Freiermuth has caught 18 to 19 passes over the last several weeks. Only been targeted 19 times, caught 18 of them, and has several touchdowns. And they don't even fucking use him. The wide receiver room isn't trash. Mike Williams can win games. He's done it. He's done it in Pittsburgh. Calvin Austin scores every damn week, basically. Van Jefferson is always there when you need him. There when you need a touchdown, when you need a big play. And I told you all he would be that this season. Scotty Miller, what did he show you Sunday? Ben Skoranek playing his ass off on special teams, playing his ass off on offense. Big, huge blocks, timely plays all the time. But yet we overlook all this. The best Pittsburgh Steelers have the best special teams group in the entire NFL. The best kicker in the entire NFL. The running back room of the Pittsburgh Steelers is super. I'm just saying, and I don't even have to go on and on. Hell's freaking yeah. Mike Miller, can we beat the Kansas City Chiefs on Christmas Day? Yeah, but we're not looking past that. They definitely can, but we're not looking past the Eagles. It's 1 week at a time, guys. The playoffs started last couple weeks ago. When they lost in Cleveland, that's when the playoffs started for the Pittsburgh Steelers, truly. That honestly. Ben Hill, I'm an Eagles fan, and we are going to win. Steelers are going to lose. Okay, Ben Hill. Robert Road, Calvin should be better now that the concussion will be 2 weeks behind him. I was shocked that he played against the Browns. Yeah, he'll be back to scoring his touchdown, Robin. Robert. DJ Thomas. So the real wide receiver 2 is our OC calling all the right plays on the right players at the right time. Let's go Steelers. Amen. That right there, DJ, was a perfect analogy of how you should put it. Right there. How DJ put that right there. It's by committee. By the offensive coordinator putting the players in the most successful spot that they can be in every single week. That's what you're looking for right now without George Pickens. Just how DJ said it right there. All right, guys, double tap that screen, hit that like button. Let's get to 30 likes here. It's free. It's easy. Shit is cheap, baby. It's like rainbows. Shit is cheap. Just go in, hit that like button. It's free. It's easy. It helps the channel. Make sure you're sharing. Make sure you're subscribing if you're not already. If you're not watching it now, you can watch it later when it re-uploads. And don't forget to go and support our daily uploads that we upload every single day before 10 a.m. here on YouTube. This is Mike Drop Sports. I'm your host, Jason. As always, we will be here live Sunday, Jason and Sean diving in to this Philadelphia matchup. I will warn you guys, time will be off for the pregame show. I will have to see exactly the times of our basketball games. I have 2 basketball games this weekend. I will update everybody on the channel, but we might be going before one of the basketball games because I might be finishing a basketball game when the Steelers start. Or maybe when they finish. We'll have to see. But we will have both shows. They just might be a little bit different in time. But I have to see exactly what's going on there. Roberta says, I think if the Steelers enter every game focused and dialed in, I think they can beat any and all the games. Yeah, they can win any of all the games for sure. The Steelers and the Chiefs are playing the same way. Absolutely. Finding ways to win. That's what good teams do. It's all right, Ben. Benny Hill. Benny Hill! Wasn't that a one of those evangelist preachers that used to be on TV all the time, fake healing people? Asking for money. I hate those guys that do that, man. I'm very religious, but I hate that fakery, man. I hate that fakery. And that's what they're doing on TV to steal people's money, and I hate that. I hate the mega church stuff. I'm very religious. I love my Father God. I love my Lord and Savior, but I will not bite into that TV stuff. Sam Mason. Russell Wilson makes the wide receiver room awesome. This is so exciting. Can't wait to smoke the Chiefs on Christmas. I can't wait to smoke everybody for the rest of this year. Oh, I can't wait. I can't wait for people in the national media to have to sit there and talk about how wrong they were. Oh, wait, they won't. They'll say that they said that the Steelers were going to be so good. I got fucking receipts, though, baby. I got receipts, though. Flag on the play. All right, let's keep going. You're making a point. You're right. Let's keep going. Robert Rowe. Benny Hill was hilarious. Yes! Benny Hill! Or was it Benny Hinn? Maybe it was Benny Hinn, Robert. Ross, what's up? Jason and chat family got cleared on all heart tests, no problem. So go get the shoulder surgery. Thanks to all the prayers. Well, continued prayers for you, Russ. I'm so happy for you that everything's working out, my friend. The birth of your grandson, all the good tests. It's your year to shine, Russ. 2024, man. I hope the Steelers add to that pleasure. Steve Kozak. Love wide receiver by committee. Hard to prepare for. Absolutely, Steve. Absolutely, Steve. It definitely is. It's difficult to prepare for. It's very difficult to prepare for when you can't figure out who's getting the damn football. They can't double people up. They can't roll these coverages over to certain players. You can't lean into one style play because the Steelers can beat you every way possible with the tight ends, with the wide receivers, with the run game, with special teams. Beat your ass playing defense. They can beat you any way possible. And who is the number one team right now in time of possession? That is your Pittsburgh Steelers, my friends. And that is a statistic that is hard for any team, any opponent to overcome. When the Steelers hold the ball, they don't give you chances. Do I think the Steelers are going to win? I think it's going to be a very tight ball game, and I think it's going to come down to 3 points or less. That's what I think, Ben Hill. I think it's going to come down to a last-minute field goal. That's how I feel like this all plays out. That means I'm a Ravens fan. You're not a Ravens fan. Sending prayers your way, Russ. Taffy Tut. We're good. All 3 phases of the game. I agree. But there's 4 phases to football, guys, and please don't forget it. Please don't forget it. There are 4 phases to football. 4. Offense, defense, special teams, coaching. And honestly, I could add a 5th phase. Your organization as a whole. I have a question. People bag on the Rooneys, bag on the Steelers franchise, bag on the ownership. I have a question. Do you think these head coaches, they just, randomly selected and they just randomly were able to do so well over all the years, maintain winning seasons, always be competitive? Do you think that was magic? That it happened by accident? By coincidinky-dink? No. Do you think for 1 second that these coaches that have been with Pittsburgh forever and a day, 3 coaches since 1969, do you think for 1 second that the franchise being very, very sound, good, loyal isn't a very big part to their success? Do you not believe that the franchise has a lot to do with it? We can add a 6th phase too, the fan base that supports them no matter what. We know there's negative Nancy fans out there that you'll never fucking please. We understand that. But there are a large portion that believe in this football team and will go to bat for them everywhere, baby. Steve D. Lyon, greetings from Grand Canyon State. Steelers going to win the Super Bowl. Going to go to the Super Bowl. What's up, Steve? Good to have you in the chat. Good to see you, man. Appreciate it. Let's go Steelers Nation. I believe the Steelers. I believe they can whoop their ass. Let's go Steelers. Wave that towel from his Pittsburgh. Throw that flag, Jason. Absolutely. I'll light somebody up with it. It's filled with BBs. What time is it? All right, guys, we're going to start going toward the end. It's going to be about 45 minutes today. We're the Stairway to 7 people. Donald Loudenback, you know what tends to get overlooked, my brother? The Chiefs have played so many playoff games, it's like they played an extra season. They're starting to wear down. Abso-fucking-lutely. You are right, Donald. 1,000%. That wears on a football team, and that's why it's so difficult to go back-to-back, and it's virtually impossible to go back-to-back-to-back winning Super Bowls. It's pretty much impossible. Mad props, your stream has passion for the Steelers. Is dope, bro. Thank you, Armin. Nothing but love, brother. I appreciate it. I'm a 40. Ben, you've switched up the whole time. Yes, they are, Russ. They are peaking at the right time. No doubt. All right, guys, I'm getting off here. I appreciate all the views. I appreciate all the chats. Tomorrow night is Wednesday. We're going to do our Feel the Steel segments. We're going to do our keys to victory type thing against the Philadelphia Eagles. At least I will. Sean will give you his on Sunday. Sean's is usually simple. Good vibes, baby. I love it. But yeah, that's what we'll do. And again, I'll make a post here in the community section. That's where I want you guys to go put your score predictions. I will make sure that's on there. Maybe we can also include a poll on who's going to win and do some fun things with it that way. Don't forget to go follow us on Facebook and X. I truly appreciate that. And don't forget to subscribe if you're not subscribed already. Again, I appreciate all the views, all the likes, all the good stuff, shares here today. And again, don't forget to join us every day before 10 a.m. To catch our daily upload. Again, sorry guys, short and sweet. Got to go pick up the kid from work. Can't leave him stranded at Wendy's. But anyway, guys, thanks for joining us here on another live show here on Steel City Live. Sorry, we were all over the place, but you guys make the chat exciting, and the comments and questions are so fun, and we just go all over the place, and that's what's awesome here about Steel City Live. So until tomorrow, I'm Jason. This is Mike Drop Sports. Peace, my friends. See you on the next one.